entered the middle class or beyond. Would you want to know what those at the time they avoided poverty and the vast majority entered the middle class or beyond? Would you want to know what those decisions are? And they looked at me like you're looking at me
Yeah,
saying,
of course.
"All right. Well, yeah, why of course. Why wouldn't you tell me?" And then I said, "Well, there's some grown-ups back in New York who think if I tell you, you might get embarrassed, you might get shamed. So you know what? I'm not going to tell you." And you know what those kids did to me? What the hell are you talking about?
Right.
You can't do that. You can't tease that. You wait. No. You tell us, and this is where MTV came in fun. You tell us you're holding something back that you let us decide if this information is valuable, right? This is right out of the truth campaign that we did on smoking. These executives in these boardrooms are holding back the data about how smoking is bad for you. So this literally was how I thought about this. And so we then proceeded to have a discussion about something called the success sequence. And for your listeners, the success sequence is simply data that says if a high school student finishes just a high school degree, not necessarily even college,
Yeah.
but finishes their high school degree, then gets a full-time job of any kind. So again, they learn the dignity, discipline of work. And then if they have children, they get married first. That series of decisions, education, work, marriage, then children, the data says 97% of millennials avoid poverty. And the vast majority enter the middle class or beyond. So we teach that. And so I always remember this moment. So I said this to these students. We had this whole conversation. And at the end of it, what I really felt, these ninth graders in New Orleans, they felt that I had treated them, I'd respected them as future decision makers within their own life. Now, do I have data? Because this was a few years ago. So do I have data that all of them followed that script? I don't know. My sense is that moment, though, stuck with a good number of them because it was first presented as information that was valid. It was not going to be given and then demanded and then heard, right? And from an education perspective, you always love that where young people are like eager,
Yeah.
right? So
Well, you
that
were doing some good storytelling there because you sort of you dangled it and then you held it back and it was like, no, this is salacious. I can't tell you that you were you were
it's
using the
right out of
story.
no, it's right out of MTV. It's right out of our programming. Like, how do you get young people to actually, I was the pro-social guy, like, so they're watching Real World and then you integrate
Yeah.
these messages of sexual protection and other things. Anyway, the idea is if you want to get young people around these issues, if you have to give them a reason to believe that this is important to their life and just create some energy and some fun around it. So this whole topic of young adulthood, transition to young adulthood, those are the ways in which we are helping young people think about what it means to be an adult and what are the best steps to get there.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you get into these things